Now, FIFA's transfer rules break EU laws on competition and freedom of movement. That's the verdict of Europe's top court in its ruling against football's governing body.
Yeah, the Court of Justice delivered its decision in a case linked to former France footballer Lassana Diarra. The Players' Union says it's a landmark moment.
Our correspondent Siobhan McCall has been following the story. Siobhan.
Yes, thanks, Paul and Sally. The dispute between ex-Real Madrid player Diarra and FIFA has been going on for close to a decade. In 2014, Diarra was playing for Russian side Lokomotiv Moscow, but after a dispute over an alleged pay cut, he terminated his contract 3 years early, and FIFA ordered Diarra to pay the club more than $10 million in compensation. Well, that's because of FIFA rules on players terminating their contract without just cause. In cases like this, players are liable to pay their old team compensation, and any new club they sign for also becomes jointly liable. Diarra tried to sign for Belgian side Charleroi in 2015. They asked for guarantees that they wouldn't be liable for the compensation, which FIFA couldn't give. The deal then fell through, and Diarra went to the courts to argue that this amounted to a restriction of trade. He sued FIFA for over $6 million in loss of earnings and damages. Well, the case was referred to the ECJ, and now it's ruled that some of FIFA's regulations go against EU laws on freedom of movement. It says the rules can stop career development for players because of the financial risk for them and future clubs. And the court said that while it appreciates that the regulations can help clubs maintain squad stability, the rules go beyond what is necessary to achieve that objective. Well, the case has been called the Bosman ruling. That was a 1995 case that changed the rules around free transfers when players' contracts have expired. Diarra's lawyer also represented Jean-Marc Bosman, and he says this judgment is a lot more far-reaching and that the whole transfer system will now have to change.
First, it's not only free movement of workers, it's also free competition. Second, it does not just say this and that precise FIFA rules are clearly illegal. It also says, but who the hell is FIFA to regulate this little market?
Yeah, strong words from Diarra's lawyer there, Siobhan. What could the implications be?
Well, Sally, it depends on who you're listening to. So FIFA issued a statement immediately afterwards, and they said that they were satisfied that the legality of key principles of the transfer system have been reconfirmed in today's ruling. They said the ruling only related to 2 of their articles in their rulings, so they don't seem, on paper at least, too concerned. Very different opinion from the Players' Union. They are more along the lines as Diarra's lawyer, as we just heard from him, saying the landscape of sport has changed. And a lot of analysts are going down this line as well, saying that we could now be looking at lower transfer fees, shorter contracts, real player power. So the big question, is this a case now where, you know, Real Madrid sign a player for $200 million and within a year they've fallen out, he walks away and he signs for another club for free? No, it's not. The ECJ was very keen to point this out, that actually, yes, in this case with Diarra, they felt the rules were applied too stringently. But this is not a free-for-all for players to kick up a fuss and move on. The cases have to be considered in future on, like, a strict basis, so we don't get this situation where players are super, super powerful. So we'll have to see what happens. The case actually now goes back to the original Belgian court, and they will decide. They're unlikely to go with anything different from what the ECJ says, so it's highly likely that Diarra will get his compensation. And what we can expect when that does happen is that other players who've been in that situation will then take legal action themselves. But whether this will have a long-term impact on the game, FIFA don't seem to think so. Others do. We'll have to wait and see.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Siobhan McCall.
Thanks, Siobhan.